Alright, what's up, bits? Today is a great one, so...
Let's just get into it.
Okay, well, an honest conversation about having sex for marriage.
The reason we thought it would be really cool to make this video is because so many of you have actually asked us, like emailed us, DM'd us, and said, what? You chose to save sex for marriage? Like, all of you? Why did you choose to do that?
All of them is just an
Like
entire...
they're one big couple.
Yeah, like they're just...
Yay! That's really strange! Yeah.
Weird.
And so,
They're the touchy kind.
They are.
Those hands are never leaving each other's side.
They're super glued.
I just want to say really quick that if you're someone who has had sex before marriage and you're like, man, I regret that, I really do want to honor God in this area.
You can be a virgin again.
Cleanse yourself.
If you pray hard enough, you can be a virgin again.
Cleanse yourself of that guac guac 3000.
Never happened.
It never happened. I don't mind, like, the Christian stuff and all that's fine, but like, I don't know, for some reason it's just kind of funny.
In my life, then we want you to know that God's forgiveness is extended to all of us, that He offers grace and forgiveness, and that any day for any of us, as we've made choices in the past, we can choose today.
We'll reduce your body count from 700 to 0.
Follow Christ today. Divide your body count by 3.
Why in the world did you choose to save sex for marriage? So, guys,
The dude's like, honestly, I have no idea.
We didn't really have a choice here.
Are you crazy?
yeah, it wasn't because we're
do
not fans of sex. We
Yeah.
love sex, but
All right, that's a little too much there. Just
Intellectually, like,
Yeah.
why did I do that? Well,
Yeah.
right.
yes, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
bring it down,
Yeah.
bring it down.
So,
Bring it down!
I think just intellectually, like, I knew just sleeping around with other girls is not going to be that helpful for me.
Did you see her face when he goes, you know, I'm just not like, I just didn't think like sleeping around would be like a good idea.
And she's just like-
she's like, you considered it?
she's like,
You thought about it?
he's like, I slept with your sister.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Like, that just intellectually makes
Totally,
sense.
yeah.
So,
I think that's so good. That takes such forethought too. I love that. It's like
Yeah.
you have to think ahead. Like, what do I want for the future?
I feel like I'm in those Socratic seminars in high school. I really love that idea. Yeah, going off of what Kathy said.
Yeah, going off of that, I disagree.
Actually introducing these guidelines and these not just guidelines, these boundaries for our good.
Yeah.
And so there's a passage where
They look like a middle school couple.
right where it says he that
He's definitely a camp counselor in the summer.
I believe sex is a promise. The act of sex is your body making a promise.
Yeah.
And so
These sisters are the exact same. Look at the way they're sitting. They're sitting the exact same way. These dudes got them like mixed up on their wedding day. Like they accidentally married the other sister.
It's in the great big world.
It's in the world. It doesn't have the constraint of water, and it will die. Like that.
Their laughs seem so fake. Like they found these guys and they laugh at everything they say.
It stands to reason that a designer is gonna know how best his designed creation is going to.
This dude doesn't even know what he's talking about, and like himself. The design, creation,
He's waiting for the other dude to finish it.
yeah. Dude, help me out here. What the I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Come on, remember back in high school when we said we were gonna get laid and then we got stuck in these relationships with these sisters? Come on, bro, help me out here.
give me a hand.
We're too far in now.
not to mention, one other thing.
No.
Can I get a statistic in here?
Can I get a cigarette? Jesus Christ.
He just turns completely the opposite way. He turns like that noodle kid.
There's just studies. Institute for Family Studies. There's some government websites that just talk about how, like, do you want to be happy in marriage? Well, don't have sex before marriage.
Watch them both get divorced in like a few years.
That's just a fact of
Yeah.
studies.
So secular, like
studies.
non-Christian people are saying
Just then they keep studying it because I guess they want a different answer. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to get a different one because
Yeah.
They like both get divorced and then they're like on dating sites and then they find like the other sister and they're right back in the same boat again.
just facts of life.
Yeah, and I think that backs up scripture in so many ways. Like, as
She has a K on her. Do you want me to get you a B? And then you get me an you get me an N.
Please.
They all have like matching those necklaces. It's like BNKI.
created it to be an amazing, beautiful experience, like filled with ecstasy and wonder and exploration.
I agree with that. I don't think it should just be used whenever. I mean, people can do whatever they want.
Right, then it really puts it in this positive light. And as you're,
Good.
before marriage, waiting to have sex, you're not waiting.
Do you think they've lost their V card yet? Like any of their V cards?
They're married. Yeah.
Still. What if they're like, well, let's just give it like a few months.
I need to make sure that this marriage is actually gonna work.
Yeah.
So give me a couple more years.
In misery, but you're saying I'm waiting for something so awesome, and I think
much
that's
better.
the
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, nowadays it's so hard to find someone that
No, it just doesn't exist anymore.
it just doesn't exist anymore. No, it really doesn't. With our generation, especially younger generations, like
You go to a Christian college and it still doesn't exist.
yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna have to stop that question. 'Cause
Transition.
We've got more. We've got
Okay.
more.
I thought it was
So you
this
have
one.
to.
I
You have to.
Oh my gosh, I saw this. Do you know who Love Live Serve is? They put out a video and it's like, what if people had their body counts on their foreheads?
Oh my.
Like imagine you walk around. There's like one girl in the video that had like 24,000. It's like, and then there's one dude with 0. It's like so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I've experienced so much joy with just being with Kristen that I can't imagine anything else.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
Even
at
though
all.
we were newbies, we had no experience, but it's been so fun to learn together.
They looked up like tutorial on YouTube. They're like their search history on YouTube's like
They're just laying in bed, kicking their feet, and like, all right, so what do we do now?
they're like, well, it's
Do you put it in or do I put it in?
The journey is so fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's
And
journey,
within
you know?
the committed relationship, like the covenant, the promised relationship of marriage, it's just so beautiful because there's that freedom to
they're
just
like they're like how to birds and bees.
there's that freedom to just explore and enjoy knowing you're not going anywhere. We're gonna be together. Whether I'm bad at this, good at this, we can just enjoy and learn together.
You're not going anywhere.
Wake me up when the season's
I think
gone.
there's this perspective in the culture, like you got to be good at these things, right? Like,
Dude, the PDA.
Stop touching. No. Bad dog.
you practice and
Yeah.
test drive things.
Well, and
make
what is
sure you-
good?
Dude, he's like fingering her finger. That's what their sex is right there. It's like we figured it out, dude.
This it's just.
So you guys are newly married. So what about
Yeah.
for you guys? Yeah.
We've actually like had sex like 10 times before. What if they just like come out with some crazy shit?
100%. There's not one doubt in my mind. I now, especially even being on this side of marriage, it's like absolutely like I can say that from the core of the core of
You
my
waited
being.
30 years.
Right, you waited
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
30 years.
For 10 seconds. It was
Yes,
it was
that's
the best
so
10
facts.
seconds of my life.
This dude hasn't experienced like he hasn't had any experience before.
30 years for the biggest disappointment of my life.
And I think, wow, what a beautiful moment. Like the anticipation is so beautiful and the waiting is so beautiful. Instead of viewing that as negative, like, wow.
You know what I always picture with like people that are whether it's upper class or like very innocent? I picture them like taking a walk through the hood. They would shit their pants. And I'm not saying I like experience, but I just like, oh my god.
Especially as time goes on, even though we've only been married for several months. Yeah. As time goes on, I'm finding that there is a sweetness that is actually growing.
Maybe that's because you're having sex now.
And that lines up with, you know, neurological research. The more sex you have with one person, the more connected sex you're having with one person.
I feel like you're gonna have problems though, because other relationships and past relationships, when that happens, you learn from it, right? And sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you have the what do you call it, high school sweethearts. You know, they've experienced nothing, but maybe since they've all experienced nothing, then it's just a blank slate.
If I was to have, you know, sex with you before we got married, that would have been
he just points at right here. He's like, that'd be totally different sex. And let's say, me sleeping with your sister.
totally different sex than after we got married, because our bodies are making a promise. We haven't yet stood in front of each other and said,
She will agree with anything this dude says.
now the others are holding hands.
Oh, we got
This is just, they gotta end it now because it's going somewhere
dude.
else.
It's gonna turn into boogie nights in a few minutes.
So
all
the
unified.
final question to wrap
Yes.
it up that a lot of you have asked is, would we do anything differently going back? So if you could go back in time, would you change it? Would you do something differently? Maybe yes, maybe no.
I want these dudes to say so bad, like, honestly, yeah, I wish we just had sex before. They probably
Yeah.
agree, though. They would agree. Like,
You're right.
we
I take
probably
my opinion back.
We probably should have.
You're
yeah.
right. I shouldn't have an opinion.
You know, I take my entire YouTube channel back.
No, I wouldn't change a thing. I would even be more committed to it.
Yeah.
You know,
How much more can you be, like, not touching her? Just not holding hands? Like, they were social distancing before COVID was even a thing.
on this side now, it's like I would even be more passionate
Yeah.
on that side. Like I got to fight for this.
Yes,
totally agree.
that's a really good
Yeah.
point.
You know, whereas other people,
They're secretly having affairs with the other. It's
It might be sister on sister at this point.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
I know.
For being on here and for
He's fist
Did he just
bumping.
pound?
He's
Oh my-
pound it.
dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come with the barbecue later. Jesus is coming.
Oh shit!
And if you want to see our videos on a more regular basis, definitely hit the subscribe button.
They have like 10 ring lights behind them.
See the guys.
All right, comments
we
time.
need to look at some comments.
No,
they turned them off.
They turned off the comment. They're like, no, we ain't taking shit like that. I don't even know, dude.
My head hurts.
Yeah. What? Is that Tim the Tap Man?
Yeah.
I mean, you respect it, but it's like, I don't know. It's just like, okay.
They seem like the
Go be
type
you.
of people to hunt you down in a grocery store and try and force their ideas
Exactly.
on you.
Oh, dude, they let go of their hands. Oh my. All right, we gotta. I don't know. Subscribe if you guys want. I will see you in the next one. Peace.